Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Mark Dannenberg. I am here on behalf of Options Moneymaker and New Cycle Trading and Analytics. And I am going to be talking about how to create your own personal trading business plan. And this is a path to being able to potentially start with just $5,000 and grow that into as much as $200,000 over a 12-month period. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to show you the tools and systems that are necessary to do that. And let's go ahead and get started. Before we get into the details of that, I just want to share a little background with you. Personal trading business plan is all about having the right tools and the right knowledge to be able to trade properly. Now, what's interesting is that trading options and stocks and futures is an activity that has grown significantly in the past few years. In fact, according to the Options Clearing Corporation, during 2020, on an average day, there were 28 million options contracts that changed hands. That's a lot of opportunity for people who want to be involved in the options market. Now, we trade options, but we also trade futures extensively. And in fact, we host a live trading room every day where we are focused on trading Nasdaq 100 futures, and we have an entire community of traders that follow along with us. One of the reasons we love trading futures is because, according to the Futures Industry Association, 21.9 billion, that's with a B, contracts were traded in the first half of 2020. Equity index futures, and I mentioned that we trade in our live trading room Nasdaq 100 futures. Equity index futures and options had the greatest growth during 2020, and they were up 51% from 2019. So there's a huge opportunity for traders. There's a huge opportunity for experienced traders. There's an enormous opportunity for people who have just thought about getting into trading, either as a hobby or start out forming your own trading business. But the opportunity really has never been as good as it is right now. My issue after doing this for over 35 years, trading for over 35 years, is I see far too many people that jump in with no knowledge. They have little or no data. And especially more recently, they're influenced by what I refer to as the Wild West of trading, which are chat forums. You know, one person piling on, giving advice, somebody else following along, and really doing a lot of that with no specific knowledge. It's imperative that you have the right tools, the right education, the right services, and also the right mindset to participate successfully. We start by viewing all trading activity as a business. This is our mindset. We create a personal trading business plan. We believe that if you come to the market every day and view your trading activity, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time, but if you view it as a business, you're going to see it a little differently. So what we've done is we put together we've collaborated between Options Moneymaker and New Cycle Trading and Analytics to develop the right trading tools for you to create your own profitable trading business. I'm going to show you how you could potentially grow your account from a $5,000 account to as much as $200,000 in 12 months. I'm going to show you the details of day-to-day profit and loss that we've been tracking and that we've been sharing with our trading community, and that we make available on our website so you can follow right along with the progress that we're making. It shows every trade, it shows every trading day, it shows every losing day, every winning day, and it shows what the averages are and how to use this tool effectively to, after you've learned how to trade properly, record your own performance and then move forward in terms of tracking your own averages. So the key success factors for a profitable trading business, this is what we have collaborated together on to put together for you. Market metrics, you need some sort of technical indicators. We are 100% technical traders, especially when we're trading futures. We're looking for technical patterns that have historical precedence to them, and we've got an awesome tool I'm going to share with you here. Education, of course, it's important that you learn what you're doing. We frequently equate trading futures or trading options to flying and learning how to fly. If any of you are pilots, then you'll know that you spent some time learning how to fly first. You had a coach, you had a flight instructor who was right there with you. You didn't just read a book over a weekend or watch a YouTube video and walk out to the airport and rent an airplane and go flying. That is a recipe for disaster, and it actually applies very effectively to trading also. Financial planning and forecasting. Now, financial planning and forecasting is not something that most traders think about. They think about, what am I going to do today? What did I make today? What did I lose today? And they go through a very significant emotional roller coaster as they win, as they lose, and they don't really have a good point of reference. I've been running businesses for most of my adult life, and I look at financial planning and forecasting as a key tool. Now, I spent some time working for a company, Fortune 500 company, where I was leading $500 million divisions, and then I've spent a lot of time in my adult life running small businesses. So in each, it was important for me to understand where we were relative to where we had planned on being, and what that current projection, where that current projection would take us for a 12-month period. So at any given time, I had a reasonable idea of what to expect in terms of overall performance, and then I can adjust accordingly. So planning daily, weekly profit goals, forecasting how and when to scale for accelerated growth, and what a reasonable income is for 12 months. I'm going to show you a tool that we created called the Personal Trading Plan that will allow you to decide what you would like your income to be, what method are you going to use to get to that goal, and then how to grow to that goal with a reasonable amount of risk mitigation. And then the last part of this that I think is a key success factor for building your own trading business, profitable trading business, is real-time support for ongoing learning and support during your trading day. All right, so first one of these was market metrics. We have a system that we have developed along with New Cycle Trading and Analytics called the Adaptive Entry System. Now, the Adaptive Entry System is the newest generation of market analytics that New Cycle Trading and Analytics produced. You can learn more about it at newcycletrading.com. The Adaptive Entry System, it uses a simple systems approach to tracking price movement, and it allows traders to follow the natural sequence of price cycles no matter what time frame you want to trade, or no matter what you're trading, whether you're a stock investor and you're looking for the most opportune timing of getting into a stock or out of a stock. Maybe you're an options trader and you are a day trader and you're looking for the best opportunity to get into a trade and get out of the trade. Or if you're a futures trader, like we are in our live trading room, then you're looking for a way to recognize the optimum time to enter a position and the optimum time to exit a position. And the market, no matter what time frame you're looking at, whether you're looking at a 3-minute chart, a 10-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, or a daily chart, the market within your tradable market is going through 4 distinct signals, 4 distinct patterns generally. And within the Adaptive Entry System, it's going to allow you to recognize the trend, retracements within that trend, signals that are telling you that the trend is continuing, and then also momentum signals, where you get these impulse signals indicating that there's a strong pulse move at that moment in time. So the 4 primary signals that we trade on the Adaptive Entry System are trend bias plus, that's the primary trend, and I'm going to show you the chart here in just a moment. Momentum signals, that's the retracement within the primary trend. It's generally a opposite move to the trend. If the trend is rising, you're going to get a momentum signal that is something that's going to tell you there's a high probability of the price reversing here for a short period of time. Then you're going to have consensus signals, where there's a realignment of multiple directional indicators that we have embedded in the Adaptive Entry System, and then continuation signals, which generally following a momentum, you're going to get some sort of a continuation signal indicating that there's a resumption, continuation of the primary trend. You follow those 4, and you can be very successful with your overall trading, which I'm going to show you. Don't just take my word for it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here in just a moment. Now the signals to be used, they can be used to enter options trades, futures trades, or stock trades, like I mentioned. And the adaptive entry system is adaptable to any time frame from a 1-minute chart, if you like to trade very rapid fire signals, all the way up to a daily chart. So let's jump over to our chart and take a look at, let's see here. There we go. Okay. So what you see in front of you is a chart of the Nasdaq 100 futures contract, and it is a 5-minute time frame. During our live trading room session every day, which operates from 8:45 a.m. Eastern to close of the market, generally sometime within an hour of close of the market, we're trading the Nasdaq 100 futures on a 5-minute chart. Now we do this for two reasons. One is it's very lucrative. It is a very profit productive contract to trade, and the 5-minute chart is kind of an optimum time frame for us to be looking at to trade futures. But the other reason we trade a 5-minute chart on the Nasdaq 100 is because we have a lot of people who are coming into our live trading room who are following along to really learn how to trade. So if we're trading a 5-minute chart, there are plenty of signals. There's lots of opportunity to understand when to get into a trade, how to think about the trade, when you should exit out of the trade, how to manage the trade. There's a lot of discussion about that in our live trading room. So live trading room is kind of an ongoing instructional session throughout every trading day. But we are taking these trades live. We are trading the adaptive entry system signals off of the 5-minute chart on a NASDAQ 100 contract, and we're taking those signals in live accounts. And I'm going to show you the detailed tracking that we then use to feed into our forecastable personal trading plan. So the adaptive entry system here consists of a very simple to understand and simple to read format. Your focus should be primarily up here in the price bar section. We're showing price bars with open, high, low, close price bars. You see all these labels here, these red labels and these green labels with a T or a C or a T plus or an M. Each of those represent the 4 signals, the 4 entry signals that we talked about here just a moment ago. So for example, this red M, it's in a box that's pointing lower, and it's highlighted by a vertical red bar. That is a momentum signal, and it basically means that we expect the price movement to be lower in the near future. So from that price bar, the price moved down on the Nasdaq 100 futures almost 20 points, moved 17 points from the open of the bar. That's plenty of movement. We're actually looking for 10 points of profit every time we take a trade. Here's a T plus. That means that is a trend continuation signal. The blue bars are representing a rising trend. When you see red bars, that's representing a declining trend. And this right here is telling us that there is likely going to be a resumption or a continuation of the previous trend. And so that bar, that 5-minute bar opened at 654 and traded up to 680. Again, we're looking for 10 points of profit. That's plenty of profit right there. 10 points of profit on the NASDAQ 100 futures, trading one contract, is $200. So there's 2 trades right there. This one at 1:15 this afternoon, that gave us $200. This signal at 2 o'clock this afternoon Eastern, they gave us another $200. So there's $400. That's on a single contract. If you're trading more contracts than that, obviously there is a higher multiple times the number of contracts. Here's another momentum signal to go short. Here's a trend bias signal to go short. Now that trade did not work out for us. Here's a trend bias signal to go short. We didn't really see the movement short that we would have liked. It didn't move the full 10 points. It only moved about 7 points. And then we're out of the trade. We take the trade off when there's a white bar, which is a neutral state. So if you're in a trend and you have a white bar, you're going to take the trade off, and it may be a small loss, maybe a small win. doesn't matter. We're going to just take the trades throughout the day, 8:45 a.m. to the end of the market day, and we'll let the overall results lie where they may. We are smart enough to realize after all the years of trading that we've done as a team, we're not going to win on every trade. This is a numbers game. This is a systems game. If we have a reliable system, which we do with the adaptive entry system, we're going to be able to win and win big, even though we're going to have losing trades peppered along the way. So this, I mentioned a consensus signal. It's different than a continuation. Consensus signal is a C. In this case, there's a highlighted green vertical bar with a C in the green box, and that means that we're going to go long. Green long, red short. It's really that simple for any trader to understand. And you can see here that the movement higher gave us way more than 10 points of profit. So there's 3 10-point winners, 1 7-point loser just in that period of time, which was 115 to 115 to 320. You have about 23 points of profit. 3 10-point winners and 1 7-point loser. You've got about 23 points of profit. Now each point is worth $20. Each point is worth $20 per contract. So you can do easy math there. So that's really as simple as it is. Now, I'm not going to get into instructional detail on all this, but we've got a tool called the Cycle Finder Plus. We've got a tool which is the Awesome Oscillator, and then we've got the Profit Flow Oscillator down here. All three of these tools will feed into our understanding of what the most likely signal is that's going to come onto the adaptive entry system chart, and so we can anticipate and be ready, especially when we're trading futures and you want to get into the trade as quickly as possible. So that's the adaptive entry system. Now here's the cool thing. We trade futures, as I told you. You can trade whatever futures you want. We have a tool that we're in the process of building right now where we're simultaneously trading copper, we're trading NQ, we're trading ES, we're trading oil. So we've got a lot of opportunity. As I mentioned, though, we primarily focus on the Nasdaq 100 futures in our live trading room so that we can help our community of traders understand how to properly use the adaptive entry system, and then you can trade whatever you want. Now, if you're an options trader, these exact same signals can be used to trade options on whatever watch list of stocks that you may have. So here I'm showing an Amazon 3 set of charts. Here's a 10-minute Amazon, here's a 30-minute Amazon, and here's a daily Amazon. If I'm going to trade stock options on my watch list of stocks, I'm generally going to be focusing on the 10-minute and or the 30-minute. I'm going to be doing day trading. If I don't want to do day trading, I'm going to be looking at the daily chart and I'm going to be following the signals. But it doesn't matter what time frame you're using, and it doesn't matter whether you're trading futures or options. So here, for example, here's the trend bias signal to go long. You can see that the blue trend moved up significantly starting at 10:50 this morning. At 10:50 this morning, Amazon opened at the 10:50 bar at 32.89, and it did trade up to a high. I'm not saying you're going to catch the high, but it traded up to a high of 33.20. That's a pretty significant move right there. 32.89, 33.20. So you got 30 points of movement. If you're trading one contract of an at-the-money option, that's about $1,500 of profit in that move, trading a single contract. If you didn't catch the high, which I don't expect anybody to, you'd be out of the trade on this white bar. This is a neutral bar. So you're in the trade at 32.89 and you're out of the trade at 33.15. So let's just round off to 32.90, 100. You've got 25 points. You've got about $1,200 of profit on a single contract trading at the money trade. And you can look at any one of these. I can blow up this 10 minutes so it fills the screen here. And very simply, if you want to trade Amazon options, well, here's the trend. The trend starts on the second red bar or on the second blue bar. This trend came all the way down until you had a blue bar here. Then you've got another short-term trend. Then you've got a trend here to the upside, neutral, nothing going on in here. And then you're taking all this kind of stuff back and forth that you might be making some nickels and dimes on, a few dollars here or there, and then you hit a big trend. And you hit a big trend late in the day at 14.50, and boom, that trade goes from 32.56 up to the highest high, which was 33.08. You got a 52-point move. Half of that, which is a 50 delta, is about a $2,600 move per contract. So I'm just showing you here that this adaptive entry system works extremely well, whether you're trading options or whether you're trading futures. Now, there are some other factors that we use, especially when we're trading futures. We're using fractals, and in the live trading room, we discuss and teach you how to properly trade fractals, how we're using those, and how we also use them to protect our risk. So fractals are an important part of what we do, but that's in addition to the 4 primary signals for the adaptive entry system. So we're pretty excited about this. We've been trading the adaptive entry system now for about a year. And what I'm going to show you is when we started back in July, tracking the detail of every single trade in our live trading room, and then reporting that in a end of day recorded review that we post on our website. You can see how this system produces profits, and you'll be able to see what you are how you're able to produce such an outstanding return for yourself over a 12-month period. So pretty excited about this. Again, you can look at 5-minute charts, you can look at 10-minute charts. The signals all work exactly the same. Here's on a 10-minute chart to go short, second red bar on Nasdaq 100 futures. That went from 13,722. It did go down and hit a low. Again, I'm not expecting to hit the highs and lows, but 13,722 down to a low of 13,543. So about 180 points. Now, remember, each point has a $20 value to it. That's a $3,600 move right there on one contract. And then you get a neutral period and we go right back up. The absolute core of the adaptive entry system is its ability to identify the most likely movement pending right now, whether we're in a trend, whether we are seeing some retracement. Remember, I mentioned retracement. Here's a strong declining trend, but there's a retracement, which is a momentum impulse back to the upside, and then we resume the trend. Here's another momentum signal back to the upside, and then we resume the trend. Each of these signals are the signals that we trade, and then we also add fractals to that, as I mentioned. I'll talk more about fractals here towards the end of the session. All right, education is extremely important. I'll just tell you that we promote Profit Builder Plus as an options education program. It's excellent for basic options trading, rules and guidelines, basic charting, technical indicators. We teach credit spreads, iron condors, vertical debit spreads, strangles, straddles, and long options. We also talk about position management as well as capital commitment and risk management. So if you're looking for a way to properly learn how to trade options, we can help you with that. And if you're looking for a way to learn, if you're intrigued by what you're going to see here in a moment on what we've produced in the way of profits on futures, if you're interested in learning about futures, the futures market is a $12.7 trillion market. I mean, it is a huge market and offers anybody who has an interest an opportunity to get involved. One of the main pieces of feedback that I hear from people who are thinking about getting into futures is they tell me, well, I talked to my brother-in-law, or I talked to my dentist, I talked to my accountant, and they all told me, oh my God, you can lose your shirt trading futures. Well, that is absolutely 100% true. It's just like if you, without education, without knowing what you're doing, walked out to an airport and got the keys to a Cessna 172 and you took off with no training, no coach, no flight instructor, you have a high probability of crashing. That's true if you jump into trading futures or trading options without really understanding what you do. We're here to start by providing education, provide a framework for you to be able to understand when it's appropriate for you to start putting real money into your trading, and it doesn't take long, and then how to manage that going forward so that you can grow your account. The Futures Education Program, it really takes a confusing and intimidating topic, and I've simplified it into a comprehensive approach to profitably trading futures. We talk about technical charting and entry and exit patterns using the adaptive entry system. We talk about capital management, risk limitation rules on futures. That is the key, is knowing how to properly limit your risk without it limiting your profit opportunity, and then how to automate your trade entry, set a risk exit, and place a profit exit, all with one single click. Trading futures is very, very simple. It's simple when you know what you're doing. It's simple if you've been through the education, and it's simple when you allow us to help you support your learning. So now I want to really talk about this, because this is kind of the wow of why I love promoting the adaptive entry system and also promoting our personal trading plan. I've been involved with businesses all my life, all my adult life, as I told you, and financial planning and forecasting has always been a core of that. And I believed that traders needed some sort of a tool to help them understand, what am I doing? How's my performance to date since I started? And if I continue to perform at this level, how will I perform over a 12-month period? Well, the personal trading plan is a tool that was developed to track your actual performance on your trading, to plan your capital commitments and risk limits. Most traders will make those decisions in real time during market session, and there's always a heightened sense of anxiety and anxiousness associated with that, and it's not a good time to be making decisions. You want to make all of your choices about how you're going to trade that day based on non-market commitment of your time to choosing your capital and risk limits. You're going to understand how to forecast and when to scale your capital commitments. We always start with one contract, and then we scale up. We allow the account to grow, and we scale up so that you can start to increase and scale up the amount of capital that you're committing, as well as your profit opportunity. This tool allows you at any point in time to view a 12-month profit income forecast. You're going to be able to see whether or not you're making money. You're going to be able to see how much money you are likely projecting to make. You're going to be able to see what types of adjustments that you can make and increase that or even decrease your forecast. And you're going to be able to choose your desired level of income and build your plan accordingly. You're going to see starting capital, risk commitment, profit production, and scaling. One of the things that is a passion of mine within this personal trading plan is limiting overtrading, actually knowing when is enough enough. There's a lot of traders out there that just continually trade. They don't really know when enough is enough. They don't know if they've hit a number, a profit number, that will guide them to making $200,000 over the next 12 months. They have no point of reference, and so they're trading in the blind. This is all about information. This is all about knowledge. This is all about education and using the right tools. So what I want to do is I want to show you two things that will help you understand what your trading performance will look like. So when we are trading every day, we are trading the Nasdaq 100, as I mentioned, 5-minute charts, and we record every single trade. When I say we record every single trade, that takes just a minute to come up, we are recording the detail of, let's see here. There we go. We're recording the detail of every single trade, and we actually record the detail of every single trade starting at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and then we go to the end of the market day or whenever we have stopped trading. Sometimes we stop right at 3 o'clock. Sometimes it's a little bit later than that. This happened to be the last trade we took today, which was at 2:50 today. Now what we're recording here is Okay, here's market session open. We're recording the time that the signal came on. We're recording whether we went short or long. Remember, this is all Nasdaq 100 futures. We're recording that we took the signal off of a 5-minute chart. We are recording which of the signals, which of the adaptive entry system signals presented itself. And then we're recording the profit or loss in a point value. So this was 10 points of profit, and it's $20 a point, so that was a $200 profit. Next one was only 5 points of profit, so that was at $20 a point, it was $100. The one prior was a 10.25 point loss, so it's 10.25 times 200. So we record wins and losses throughout the day, and we display this to our trading community every day. Most of them will do, this is a tool that we use internally to help and support our traders, but what we do is we display it every day to our community in the live trading room, and they take screenshots of it. They are doing some of their own comparisons to their own trading, and they can see how well they performed. What that leads to then is a daily summary. And we can look at the 17th today, and we can see in all sorts of different categories what the performance was. So just as for instance, trading from 9:30 to noon, these are Eastern times, taking all 4 of the adaptive entry system signals, today we made 40 points of profit, so that's $800. It took 13 trades to accomplish that. That's $800 per contract. In this category, trading from 7 to 4, we have a lot of traders in our community who like to start before our live trading room starts, and they'll start as early as 7 a.m. Eastern and maybe trade the entire day. And what we did here was we tracked what it would be like to trade from 7 to 4, but only take the trend bias trades, the trending patterns, and the trend continuation patterns. So not taking the consensus or the momentum signals. And it gives us a different value. Some days there are wins in this category and losses in the 9:30 to noon, and other days vice versa. Today was pretty strong in both categories. We were up 43.25 points today, trading from 7 to 4. I'm going to skip this one. This is 7 to 4, all signals, but it was up 68 points. We've actually added a new category as of January 4th, where we are tracking 8:45, which is the open time for our live trading room, to the end of the market day when we stop trading. And we're taking all signals plus fractals. So that's 4 adaptive entry system signals plus fractals, which is a standard signal, but we teach you how to properly trade the fractals. We're up 93 points today. That's a huge, huge day. 100 points is $2,000 per contract. So just a little bit under that. And then it took 36 trades to accomplish that. These averages right here are what our to-date averages are. So we've been tracking this now for, I think it's 167 trading days is when we started, when we built this tool to track all the detail of our live trading of the adaptive entry system signals within the live trading room. But these are the averages. So 14.5 points a day, 22 points a day, 43 points a day, and 44 points a day. Now just think about 40 points a day. Think if you've got a little slippage. 40 points a day is $800 a day per contract. And when you use the personal trading plan, which I'm about ready to show you, you can scale to 2 contracts, 3 contracts, whatever you are most comfortable with. All right, so now there are 3 of these 4 categories you see here that we actually translate into a personal trading plan. We don't need all 3, but we do this to help our trading community understand how to properly use the personal trading plan and to adapt the time frame and style of trading to their own personal desire. So one last thing before we jump to the personal trading plan is we have an averages page. It's 169 days, 169 days of history. That's trading days, not calendar days, 169 trading days. And we look at some standards here, but we also have this category where we can do research. Because we have all this data built into our database, a trader in our live trading room may ask us, hey, what if I traded from 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time until 10:30? That's all the time I have available. And I'll take all of the signals plus fractals. Well, I have the ability to change the parameters, and I think I said 10:30. So 8 to 10:30, that's a 2.5 hour trading period. Well, for the last 169 trading days, the average profit per day is $379.62. That's the average profit per day. We also can tell you out of those 169 trading days, there were 43 losing days. The average number of trades, you can take about 12 trades during that period of time, and the average win-loss ratio is about 73.5%. So we can adjust this to any time frame and any set of parameters that we desire, and we are asked frequently to examine certain time frames for our clients. So if we just looked at market open, regular market open, 9:30 to say 11, if you didn't want to trade all the way to noon, I'm sorry, I did say 9:30, so I'm going to make it 9:30. So 9:30 to 11. 9:30 to 11, basically working an hour and a half a day for your trading. If you just did this consistently, set aside all emotion and apprehension and doubt and speculation. For the last 169 trading days, you have about $270 per day of profit average, 45 negative days. Some of those negative days are very small, some are a little bigger. You're going to have about 8.5 trades on an average and about a 78.3% win rate. So I'm going to jump back over to our daily summary and make this go back to 8:34. That's the time frame of the live trading room. So now here's what we do. I've got the summary. I know what the performance was in each of these categories. We are tracking specifically the three categories, 9:30 to noon, 7 to 4, and 8:45 to 4. We're tracking those in a personal trading plan. So I'm going to pull up the personal trading plan now. This is the personal trading plan. It's a very simple format. And you can see here that we have 3 tabs down here. This one is called LTR All, which is 9:30 to noon, adaptive entry system. This one is called LTR TB10. It's just an abbreviation for us, but it's trend bias and continuation from 7 to 4. And this one is live trading room 8:45 to 4 with the adaptive entry system and fractals. All right, so I'm going to start with our 9:30 to noon, and I want to explain this a little bit because this right here is the meat of everything you do. You don't want to trade, you don't want to own a small business, you don't want to work for a corporation unless you understand how your performance to date is actually going to influence your future performance. So everything that you see in blue are the dates that we've already completed. Okay, so today is the 17th. It's February 17th, 2021. We've completed today. We've already entered our data, and everything in blue is all of the actual live performance. We've got losing days. We've got big winning days. Here was a big losing day. That was disappointing, but look at the days prior to that. We had a whole series of pretty good, decent, solid winning days. Now, I preach this considerably, that when you're trading, your focus should not be on this trade performance, whether you won or lost, or on today. Your focus should be on the big picture. And if you focus on the big picture, that's how you're going to exponentially increase the size of your account if you're disciplined, if you're trained, and you are following a pattern. What this data up here, these 4 pieces of data, what this data up here is showing us is that we are 32.6 weeks into a 52-week plan. 30 32.6 weeks into a 52-week plan. Okay. During the 32.6 weeks, there have been 55 losing days. By default, all other days were winning days. Means, the 55 losing days could be a small loss, like here, 7.25 points. That's a small loss, or they could be bigger losses. All of the winning days, of course, could be a small win here or there, or they can be bigger wins. I can scroll all the way back to the beginning of July, and I can see every single detail. So here's a very small win, just 1.4 points. And then we have days where we have much bigger wins, like 63 points and 52 points and 43 points, 61.9 points. So here's the bottom line. You want to focus on a personal trading plan that allows you to see at any given time how you are performing. And so if I know all of this data, it's very easy for us in the personal trading plan to calculate for you what your average winning day is and what your average losing day is. Now, the average winning day takes into account all of your winning days, obviously, but it also takes into account the frequency rate at which you are winning relative to the 32.6 weeks. This is your average losing day. Don't be alarmed by the fact that it's bigger. All I care about is what the big picture is telling me. Your average losing day also takes into account the frequency rate in addition to the number of losing days, takes into account the frequency rate of, we have losses that equate to 55 times we've lost in 32.6 weeks. So we are well into our 52-week plan, and we've got some excellent data. So this is what we refer to as your run rate. We've got a run rate of a positive value of 21.89 and a negative value of 41.49. Now, we've got still just under 20 weeks remaining, 19 and a half weeks basically of our 52-week plan. So we want to project out, we want to project forward what this current performance run rate will look like if we project forward. So everything that is in blue, that's locked, that's done, that won't change. It's all of the days coming up in the next 19 and a half weeks that we want to say, what if we continued to trade and perform at the same performance run rate? What if we did that? Well, all we do is we simply translate those averages, those performance averages, into our forecast fields, which is right here. So 21.89, we are going to assume that going forward, we are going to average 21.89 points per winning day. And we're also going to assume going forward for the next 19 and a half weeks that we're going to average 41.49 points of loss per losing day, okay? So now everything in blue, that's our history, and that is all averaging out to these values. Everything going forward for the next 19 and a half weeks is going to be based on those same values, but we've input those values in here because we can massage them, we can tweak them, we can adjust them. But I have adopted a practice where I just simply want the exact same values. If I've arrived at this point in time in my trading, 32.6 weeks into a 52-week, 12-month plan, then I want to assume that I could continue to trade at the same level. Remember, my performance to date is a combination of wins and losses. And so if I don't like the number of losses I've had, well, I might do a little more education. I might learn a little bit more. I might make some adjustments. I might listen into the live trading room. I might ask the team in the live trading room for a little help. But bottom line is, if I continue to trade at the same level, then I know that I'm replicating what I've already done. I'm going to come back to contracts here just for a minute. Maximum number of contracts that we're going to scale up to. We always start with one contract, but this assumes that we are scaling up to 3 contracts. And I'm going to come back and explain that in just a moment. So with these values as our run rate, using the exact same values forecasting forward and not trading more than 3 contracts, having started with 1 back in July, our projected, our forecasted income for a 12-month period for our 52-week forecast is $137,046. That's $137,046. We started with $5,000 in this account. You can see right here what the balance is as of today, $81,899. That's just simply going through the education, following the 4 adaptive entry system signals every day. And in this category, this is just from 9:30 to noon. 9:30 to noon, taking the 4 adaptive entry system signals and recording our performance every day. Now, one of the things that the personal trading plan provides for us is also a target. If I come into my trading and I start trading at 9 o'clock in the morning or 9:30 in the morning, because futures, you can trade them 23 hours a day. Live trading room opens at 8:45 a.m. Eastern. But let's say I started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and by 10 o'clock, I have 22, 23 points of profit. Well, I know because of my personal trading plan that if I continue to stay on pace with around 21.89 points of profit, I'm on my way potentially to as much as $137,000 of profit. So that may tell me I want to stop trading for the day. That is the answer to the question a lot of traders don't know how to ask or answer. When is enough enough? If I made 25 points and it's 10:30 in the morning, well, maybe I should quit trading for the day because I know I am on pace. If I'm having a losing day and I'm at somewhere around 40 points of loss, well, I might stop for the day because I know that is consistent with what I've done previously, and I have a goal to stay on pace to hit my $137,000 of income. Okay, so I want to just take a look at the other 2 categories. This category is the 7 to 4, taking just the trend and trend bias signals. And I want to show this one to you and the next one because one of the things that we said in the announcement of this opportunity, this webinar, was how to grow from $5,000 to $200,000 in 12 months. And both of these categories show you exactly how to do that. Now, 9:30 to noon, you're trading less hours. So getting to 137,000, I think, is phenomenal from $5,000. But if you have a specific profit goal over a 12-month period, then you might be trading longer. So here, again, we've got 32.5 weeks, 32.6 weeks behind us. We've had 52 losing days during that time. Our average winning day is 27.92, and our average losing day is 49.40. I've translated those performance, those run rate values into the forecast fields, and I know that if I trade no more than a maximum of 3 contracts for the rest of the 52-week period, that my income right now, as of today, is projected to be around $218,758. Now, it's projected, it's not guaranteed. During the next 19.5 weeks, your run rate values could increase and could improve. Your run rate values could erode, and you might see a lesser net run rate. But at this point in time, it's not going to have a dramatic impact. You're not going to all of a sudden go from a $218,000 forecast to 0. I suppose it's possible that could happen, but if you're following the rules, you're following the discipline, that's just practically not going to happen. So here we have a $218,000 potential income, but this is requiring you to trade from 7 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. That's a long time to trade, but we have a lot of people who are interested in doing that. Again, this account also started with just $5,000. Now I want to explain something here real quick about the contracts. We have 2 ways within the personal trading plan to limit risk. Number 1, we limit our risk first and foremost to 10% of the balance of the account. And what we do is we say that we are willing to trade up to 10% of the balance of the account, meaning when you're trading futures, there's a margin requirement on each contract. So the total value of the margin on the number of contracts we're trading cannot exceed more than 10% of the balance of the account. That is, in my opinion, ultra conservative. Ultra conservative. Now, where we trade at Infinity Futures, and the margin requirement for a Nasdaq 100 contract is $500. So I need $1,500 of margin to trade 3 contracts, just $1,500, which makes it very manageable when I'm starting with a $5,000 account. $1,500, so I would need $15,000 of balance in order to have the personal trading plan allow me to scale up to 3 contracts. If not, then it might still be at 1 contract, which would only require $5,000 in the account in order to trade a single contract. Now you can see here that we're at $133,000. 10% of that is $13,300. I could trade all those contracts, but I have no interest in doing that, because the second place that we're going to limit risk in this personal trading plan is right here. I can now choose how many contracts I want to trade. Whatever I put in here is not going to go back and change anything that we've done prior for the first 32 and a half weeks. It could possibly change going forward. So I want to exaggerate this just for a minute. This is, I want to be very clear, this is not what I'm recommending, but I want to exaggerate this so you see what I'm talking about in terms of how the personal trading plan will help you scale your contracts. What if I wanted to trade up to 50 contracts? Well, starting tomorrow, I have enough balance in the account to trade 26 contracts. Not 50, but 26. And it's the way it's designed with a limiter of 10%, it's not going to allow me to trade 50 contracts just because I come in that morning and decide I feel really good, so I'm going to trade 50 contracts. That is a recipe for disaster. So I could trade 26, and then you can see it grows. I have a loss here that I'm anticipating. We planned losses. We have planned losses throughout the whole schedule, and eventually I end up getting to the point where I'm trading at 50 contracts. Well, the difference between that 3 contracts, which was a forecast of $218,000, and 50 contracts is almost $1.5 million. Again, I would not recommend trading 50 contracts to anybody. It's just a different animal to trade that many contracts. But what if you were really confident after 32 weeks of your trading, and you've been trading a maximum of 3, and you feel comfortable trading 5? Okay, well, if you can change it from 3, which we said, right, was $218,000 forecast, you could up for the rest of your 19 and a half weeks as part of your 52-week plan to 5 contracts if you feel confident in that. And the run rate using a maximum of 3 contracts through today, and that same run rate forecast going forward, changing to 5 contracts, ups you to just under $276,000. Again, this is not a firm number. It's all going to be based on what your run rate is, and your values can change as you continue to trade. I'm going to leave this at 3. That's what we've been using in our live trading room as we are profiling how to use this this tool. One last one, and I'll try to make this one quick. The 8:45, which is when we open the live trading room, to the end of the market day, when we stop trading. 4 o'clock would be the latest, but sometimes we're done an hour or so before that. And we're trading all the adaptive entry system signals, including fractals. All right, so this one we started January 4th. So what we wanted to do is we have the other 2 that we're 36 and a half weeks into, and this one we started January 4th, and we're running a fiscal year. We're running a calendar year, 2021. So we're only 6 and a half weeks into this. We've had 12 losing days in 6 and a half weeks. 12 losing days in 6 and a half weeks. And this is trading from 8:45 to 4. We're going to keep our maximum at 3 contracts. And our average winning day right now is 39.95, and our average losing day is 59.84. I've put those values in the forecast, and you can see here that today we were scaled up to 2 contracts. Now, what's interesting about this is we had scaled up to 2 contracts here a few weeks ago, and we got up to 3 contracts, and that's when we happened to hit a fairly sizable losing day, And the personal trading plan said to us the next day, you're back to one contract. And now we're going to let it scale naturally. This is a process of wins and losses, ebbs and flows, and you just let it fall where it naturally may. Now, today we traded 2 contracts. Tomorrow, we're scaled up to 3 contracts. So that's what we come in and trade tomorrow. But using these run rate values since January 4th, so we're only 6.5 weeks in, we have a projected income for this calendar year, 2021, of $290,730. That number will change. It may go higher, it may go lower. It will all depend on how we develop our run rates over the next couple of months. Once you get through the first 3 to 4 months, then your run rates don't change significantly. There might be, minor tweaks to them from day to day, but right now we could still have more of an adjustment. But still, there's $200,000, and again, January 4th, we started this account with $5,000. So the personal trading plan is an extremely valuable tool for you. Lots of people focus only on their trading, focus only on their charts, focus only on understanding every conceivable technical indicator out there, and it accomplishes nothing for them because they don't really know how well they're performing. If you only look at a brokerage statement, you don't really know how well you're performing. You don't know how to project forward, which is the most important part of a financial planning tool, based on your current run rate. So we're pretty excited about this being one of the significant tools that our traders are using. I hear from my trading community frequently, I would never want to be without the adaptive entry system, don't want to be without the live trading room support, and certainly don't want to be without the personal trading plan. So there you have 3 different approaches, 2 of them, 2 different starting time periods, but we've got one that's projecting from 5,000 to 137,000, one that is projecting, and we're 32 weeks in, one that's projecting from 5,000 to 218,000, and then the newest one, which I think still needs a little time under its belt, but starting with $5,000 and projecting to as much as 290,000. And again, you're free to change and adjust this maximum contract value to be whatever you want. If you decided you wanted to be more conservative and trade no more than 2 contracts, there you go, you're almost at $200,000 projection. If you decide you want to be a little bit more aggressive and trade, let the personal trading plan scale you up to 5 contracts, you've got a potential of over $400,000. Nothing is guaranteed in any of this. You got to follow rules, you got to follow discipline, you got to understand what you're doing, and you've got to keep your eye on the big picture. Keep your eye on the horizon, not on the immediate trade, not on the immediate day. All right, so let me jump back here and finish this up. I hope you like what you're seeing there, because you basically can define your own 12-month income. According to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the average income in the United States is about $70,000. I'm kind of rounding that off. And so this is an opportunity to commit yourself to building a trading business, not a gambling attitude. It's not a replacement for Vegas or Atlantic City. This is something that you come to every day. You have an idea of what you're going to do that day. You know how you're going to approach it. You've made some investments in your knowledge by education. You've made some investments in your tools, which is the adaptive entry system, signals, and the personal trading plan. And you've also made a commitment to your ongoing learning, which is an investment in the live trading room. It's not a huge investment considering the amount of opportunity that you have. And in my opinion, this is one of the simplest businesses you'd ever want to be involved in. You have a business that literally, with a computer and a good internet connection, maybe a couple of monitors, and some investment in your education, your support, and your tools, you can earn a really healthy income. You don't have any sales. You don't have any office overhead. You don't have any utilities associated with having a rented leased office space. You don't have a fleet. You don't have inventory. You don't have employees. You don't have marketing. You don't have all the stuff that's normally associated with owning a small business. But if you put yourself in the right mindset of owning a small trading business, there's no reason you can't be successful. I've been talking about the live trading room. is real-time support. It's ongoing education in real time. You get to follow along with a team of experienced traders. We're identifying the trade entry signals every day, five minutes at a time. There's not a signal every 5 minutes, but we're watching the 5-minute chart on the Nasdaq 100 futures. You can trade the adaptive entry system entry signals right along with the live team. You can generally trade live, or you can trade in sim mode. We always prefer, when someone's starting out with us, to learn and then trade in sim mode for about a month, really get comfortable with the signals, and then put live money into it. So all those people who have ever said to you, hey, futures, you can lose everything you have, we don't treat it that way, not at all. You can trade safely and validate your own knowledge and understanding and confidence level before you ever put real money into it. You can follow along as we build and track the personal trading plan performance in each of those 3 categories. About twice a week, usually on Wednesday and Friday, I jump into the live trading room and do a recorded overview, and then we post those recordings on our website, so you can go at any point in time and see what the performance has been, how the performance has evolved, and just continue to track exactly what we're doing. These are all live trades, and you get support from a community of like-minded, profit-focused traders. We have a lot of people in our live trading room who will share with us throughout the day how well they're doing. We'll get a message from somebody that says, it's 10:15, I've met my goal for the day, I'm going to go play golf. Or it's 10 o'clock, I met my goal for the day, I'm going to continue to trade, but I'm shifting to sim mode because it helps me continue to learn. But these folks are serious about building their personal trading business, and they are shifting from real money, because they've already met their goal, to learning money so that they can continue to learn and develop their skills. It's all about education, performance tracking, and live trading. So just in conclusion, having a comprehensive system for trading and measuring performance, in my opinion, it eliminates fear and anxiety and speculative risk. There's a lot of fear and anxiety that's associated with trading, can be. We help to eliminate that. Focus on how to secure consistent profits. That's all about the adaptive entry system and using the personal trading plan to track. Shows what your profit run rate is, and also this system allows you, as I mentioned, to forecast your personal 12-month income based on your current run rate. Helps you identify your daily goal and to know the answer to that question, when is enough enough? It's all about planning, producing profits, and forecasting your income. So I'm going to go ahead and take questions, but before I jump to the questions, I just want to extend an invitation to you. I'm sure you, like me, have been to a lot of presentations, learning different things from different experts, and there's always a pitch at the end to say, hey, come to us, and here's a discount, and here's the price, and all that stuff. And hopefully their presentation was sound enough to convince you to spend some money. I'm not here to do that. I mean, I'd really love to have you be part of our community. We have an amazing community of people. We're constantly developing tools in support of our community. But what I'd like to do is extend a free invitation to you. And that free invitation is to come and join us in our live trading room and see firsthand how we help our community of traders build that steady income. You're going to be able to listen to myself when I'm in there, Aaron and Michael. Aaron and Michael are the 2 primary hosts of our live trading room, but there's no commitment from you at all. There's no credit card required. There's nothing. If you have an interest in what I shared with you, just click the link. You have to key in the link. You can't click it from right here, but optionsmoneymaker.com/investor. Use that link and just sign up for a free trial of the live trading room. And let me jump over there. I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to see here. Oops, that's not what I want. Hold on just 1 second here. Okay, this is what you're going to see when you go to optionsmoneymaker.com/investor. You can see the URL right up here. We're inviting you to join us free for a week in the live trading room. This offer is being extended on behalf of Options Moneymaker and New Cycle Trading and Analytics. We work very, very closely. A live trading room is hosted by our team from Options Moneymaker. We have Aaron, who is one of our primary hosts, and we have Michael, and then periodically I'm in the live trading room, but usually I'm out doing research. Aaron and Michael just do a fantastic job of walking you through everything. So right here, if you scroll down on the page, you have your choice. We're offering any one of 3 different weeks, trying to make it convenient for you. You can sign up for any one of these 3 weeks, February 22nd to the 26th is coming up next week, or March 1st through the 5th, or March 8th through the 12th. So trying to make it convenient for you. And also on this page, you can click here to learn more about the live trading room. You can also click here to view the recordings of our performance that I was mentioning. So that gives you a little bit more information. So there's no commitment. You don't have to give us a credit card. You don't have to give us anything. Just come and follow along. And if it's not right for you, I understand. Go find something that'll work for you, and it'll be fun to have you here for a while. If it works for you, then we can help you get signed up with the right tools and the right training, and possibly grow your own $5,000 account to whatever you choose to grow it to. All right, I'm going to leave it right here. It shows the URL right up here, optionsmoneymaker.com/investor, and I'm going to jump to some questions. Okay, this session has been recorded. There was a question out here about that, and should be sent out to you by the Investor Expos team tomorrow. There's a question out here, will this work for trading SPY and or SPX? Absolutely. If I take a look at SPX, for example, SPX has the same adaptive entry system signals. You know, the dynamics are a little different from NQ, obviously. The movements are not as pronounced as NQ, but the point value on ES when you're trading futures, S&P 500 futures, point value is $50 a point, as opposed to Nasdaq 100 futures is $20 a point. If you prefer to trade options, you asked about SPY. Yes, absolutely. There's your SPY adaptive entry system. You know, here's a trend bias signal to go long on SPY. You can see what happened there. Here's a trend bias signal to go short. You can see what happened here. Here's another one to go long. You can see what happened towards the end of the day today. And there's one small one in here that really didn't go anywhere. You didn't really make or lose anything on that. There's another one in here. You probably made a little bit there, might have lost a little bit there, but those are small movements and then you're back out again. And what you're really doing is you're looking for the opportunities to trade the trends. Here's another trend that started. Second blue bar defines the trend, and nice movement to the upside. This is on SPY. Of course, SPX should look the same. If you want to trade SPX options, you know, it's going to be the same. All right, so let's see here. What platform is this? So the adaptive entry system is built on, I'm going to change this back to NQ, is built on the TradingView platform. So TradingView is the foundation. It offers a tremendous amount of tools and flexibility. And then we have a proprietary set of, a proprietary system that is on top of TradingView. And so if you sign up for the adaptive entry system subscription, then we give you authorization to download the system, but it's built on TradingView. What are your indicators? Well, we have the 4 indicators for the adaptive entry system, and then we have Cycle Finder Plus. and then we have the awesome oscillator. Awesome oscillator is not created by us. All the adaptive entry system was created by us. Cycle Finder Plus is a unique proprietary signal that we built, and then the oscillator, profit flow oscillator, was built by us. The awesome oscillator is a standard technical signal that's available. It was created by Bill Williams many years ago, and it's just one of the most powerful signals that we would want to trade in support of our other signals. Okay. There's a question out here about what are fractals. Fractals are essentially these V's and inverted V's in white. Fractals are a historically secure, sound technical indicator that suggests when price breaks below a lower fractal or above an upper fractal, that there's a high probability of continuing to move in that same direction. So we trade those fractals in addition to the adaptive entry system. There's a question, can you auto trade this system? Not yet. We do not currently offer an auto trade feature. We're actually in the process of building an auto trading feature that will be able to trade our systems. May not specifically be the adaptive entry system, but we have some other systems that we're in the process of testing and building. I have a system that I've been testing now for about 8 months, which is producing some outstanding returns on the Nasdaq 100. So we are always in a state of looking, exploring, and validating and testing, and always looking for kind of the holy grail. How do we maximize or optimize profit production and minimize the number of losing trades and losing days? The losing days and winning days has something to do with when you come into the market. Well, the losing days and winning days are going to be based on when you start. And as I said on the personal trading plan, we have 3 different categories that we're tracking. So the number of winning days and losing days will vary between you and other traders. If you're trading 9:30 to noon and somebody else is trading 7 to 4, somebody else is trading 8:45 to 4. We've had days where we end up negative by the end of the day. Well, here's an example. Here's a day where in the morning, 9:30 to noon, you're positive 19 points. If you traded all day, 7 to 4, just the trend bias signals, you were down 18 points by the end of the day. So one of the things I want to say about the point values you see here on our own tracking is these do not necessarily represent what our traders in the trading community are achieving. And the reason I say that is because we are committed to continuing to build a database so that at any point in time we can evaluate a time frame and a combination of signals and see what the overall performance was. But there are a lot of days, I mean a lot, it's an ambiguous term, I realize, but there are a lot of days where somebody will say, hey, I'm up 30 points for the day, I'm stopping. If that person had continued to trade, they may end up down 7 points for the day, or they may end up only up 1 1/4 points for the day. So that is what's important. And it's one of the reasons why we encourage our traders to stop trading when they have hit their goal for the day. Question is, can I show for only one contract for the 12-month period? Yeah, so I'm going to do the 9:30 to noon. We'll just change that to one contract. It's about $100,000 in that category. If I go to the newest category that just started January 4th, I trade one contract, it's about $107,000. Bill, the time zone for the live trading room is Eastern time, 8:45 a.m. Eastern to the end of the market day. Let's see here. There's a question out here. You spoke about the contract sizes and said we can start at one contract in the beginning. My question is, are there contracts less than one? Micros, absolutely. If you want to ease your way into it, if you have zero knowledge about futures, then what I would do if I was starting trading futures is I would take the education. I would trade in sim mode. So you're going to trade live, but not live money. You're going to trade in simulation mode for about 30 days. And then when you graduate to real money, if you're not 100% comfortable graduating to real money yet for the micros, you can go to, for the minis, you can go to the micros. Micros have a smaller risk profile to them. Do you have similar results for other markets you trade? We don't have this extensive of results right now because this took us quite a bit of time and this requires quite a bit of a commitment to track this detail on the Nasdaq 100s. And we're doing it not only for ourselves, but also for our trading community. We're working on building a tool that will allow us to do more of that on Russell 2000, S&P 500 futures, copper, oil, bonds. So it's a work in progress right now. Is the live trading room only futures or do you cover options as well? Most of our time in the live trading room is devoted to futures. That's because it's a great way for us to help our clients understand how to trade the adaptive entry system. But at the beginning of the market day, Aaron identifies what we call daily crossovers. So daily crossovers, if I go back to a chart, daily crossovers are in our watch list of stocks. Amazon is one of our watch lists. We're looking at our Cycle Finder Plus here, and when we see a daily cross, so it's a daily chart. So let me properly go to a daily chart. So when we see a crossover to the upside, meaning this blue line, which is a lead line, crosses the red line, which is the basis line, that's a trade to go long. So we would buy a call, and we would hold that position until it hits our profit target. We have data history back to 2019, January 2019. So we would hold until it crosses back. This cross didn't occur right at the beginning of the day, so we would have been still be holding, and we'd be out right here. So you can see that the movement here. So we call out at the beginning of the market day within the first 2 to 3 minutes of the regular market session opening what the daily crosses were. We have a watch list of stocks. We have SPX, we have Amazon, Bookings, Google, Netflix, Shopify, and Tesla. That's our watch list of stocks that we're looking for daily crosses on. Can you trade with accounts lower than $5,000? Yes, you can. The broker that we work with, you'd want to talk to them, Infinity Futures, and they will let you know what the minimum account size is to get started. I think you can start with as little as $3,000. But since your first trade is going to be just one contract, if you're trading the minis, it's a $500 margin, so you can still trade successfully doing that. Educational component to the program. So there's a futures trading education course, and you can learn more about that. On that sign-up page. And then there's ongoing education in the live trading room. Can you show us what you mean as an example on fractals? Yeah, so let me go back to the Nasdaq 100. So here's a lower fractal right here. Lower fractal is identified by this white V. This white V. Okay. That means is if the price moves below the low of that bar, then we want to take a trade. So I would be putting an order out there to go short at the low of that bar, which is 13,610 and 3/4. Now we hit that, we dropped below that. Over here on the 10/20 bar, you can see that we dropped below that fractal. And so from that point on, then I'm looking for 5 to 10 points of profit. And so we were short at 610.75. We actually are short at 610.75. Yeah, it's nice. It would drop down on that on that bar to 585.25. So there was a nice 25 points of profit just on that bar. So that's an example. Here's one here where this is a long fractal. You'd place an order at the high of the upper fractal, and when we break above that, then we're looking for the price movement to give us our desired profit. Yes, futures can be traded through various brokers. You need to do a thorough comparison of brokers if you're not interested in trading at Infinity, where we trade. Part of the decision process of where to trade should be based on what their margin requirement is. We have a $500 per contract margin requirement. There are other brokers that for that same contract charge as much as $17,000. Makes it impossible for you to start with a $5,000 account and be successful. And then the trading platform. We just have an excellent trading platform that we use with Infinity Futures. I'm not sure I understand the question. If you're on a 5-minute chart, isn't the trade over? We're on a 5-minute, let me go back here. We're on a 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart is just telling us that each bar, each price bar, is a 5-minute time frame. And so if there's a signal on that bar, we might hold it through several price bars, but every 5 minutes there's going to be a new price bar that's going to open, and that's a new opportunity for us to make a decision. Ryan, we do not trade within TradingView. We don't recommend it. We love their platform for the adaptive entry system, but we don't specifically trade within TradingView. I don't think it's as effective, and we love trading with Infinity Futures. Yeah, you need to have a TradingView account to access our signals, and then you need to have a brokerage account. The adaptive entry system signals and TradingView is web-based. You can use it on Windows or Mac. Is there live trading of SPX options in the trading room? Only for the daily crosses. We used to have a service where we were specifically focused on SPX options, but we pushed that aside for now to focus almost exclusively on futures trading of the adaptive entry system throughout the day. You can trade the same trade as us if you choose to. You can sign into the live trading room. You will see on your screen, it's a Zoom session that we use, and you'll see on your screen the chart. And Michael and Aaron are calling out the signals, and they're telling you, hey, we're short and we're long. You can take the exact same trades right along with them. What's the annual or monthly base cost? It's if you have everything, meaning the adaptive entry system monthly subscription and the live trading room monthly subscription, it's about $1,000 a month for the two. You don't need both of them right out of the gate. You could be in the live trading room and you can use our charts. You can follow along right with us, looking over our shoulder. And then there's a one-time cost. It's pretty minimal for the education and for the personal trading plan. Not specifically. We don't have swing options traders. That's not something that we're doing right now. We're always looking at what our trading community is asking for and what makes sense for them, and also what we have the capacity to offer. Um, but I got to say here, we're showing our trading community how to use a specific method and specific tools to earn, a couple $100,000 a year, and that's based on a pretty minimal number of contracts. So we as traders and as a trading community, and then also we here, myself and my team, we have to be selective about where we focus our time and attention. Personally, I'm delighted that we can show any trader who's interested how to go from 5,000 to over $200,000 a year. Not guaranteeing that's going to happen. There's a lot of things that have to be done by the trader to follow along with us, but we're delighted to be able to show that. And so we're always considering other services and other ways to help people, but for now we're going to stay focused on our adaptive interest system on the Nasdaq 100 futures. Do you offer a service or people at your end can go into our computer to download your program on the TradingView platform? We don't have that service, but we send out to you very detailed, very specific instructions. It's really actually very simple, and it's step by step. Erin's very methodical in terms of providing education and support, and she created a very easy to follow format. So most all of our traders who sign up just follow that format and don't have any issues. I'm a demo trading with TradingView, and it can now be tied to your TradeStation account. Works great. That should work here too. Yeah, TradeStation isn't a factor with this, but TradingView, you would have a TradingView account. You subscribe to the adaptive entry system, and then we give you what's called a under indicators and strategies. Right here, we give you access to what are called invite-only scripts. And here's the NCTA adaptive entry system. So once you've subscribed, we are able to give you authorization to access invite-only scripts, and you can download the adaptive entry system. These trades called in the live trading room? Yes, we are trading these trades, and they are called out in the live trading room for anybody who is part of our community to trade them. You can use this on stocks. You just pick a time frame, whether you're trading the stock directly or trading options, and it'll help you time the entry or exit of your stock. When I say take the education, what you can do is you can start by sitting in on the live trading room. There's no commitment. There's no commitment to do that. And if you decide that you want to move forward and learn, we'll provide to you the video education that is available. It's an on-demand training that's available for you. And that teaches you the basics of trading the adaptive entry system, teaches you the basics of trading futures. Should I open a new brokerage account or use my existing E-Trade account? I would do a comparison. If you're going to trade futures, you want to compare E-Trade margin requirements and the trading platform to Infinity. I'll just tell you, I trade options at E-Trade, but I would not trade futures there. I trade them at Infinity Futures. Why don't you use candle chart? That's not a question that needs to be answered because we've developed a system here that works extremely well using an open high-low close chart and with the signals. So This might not be right for you if you prefer using candle charts. Well, asking a question like, why don't you use something, just kind of glosses over the fact that we've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours actually building a system that works very effectively in accomplishing our goals. So you could ask any one of a number of questions about why didn't you do this, why didn't you do that, and they're not really relevant questions. I'm not trying to be rude. I just don't think they're relevant questions because you use a particular chart. If you're not having this level of performance, then maybe you're using the wrong chart and the wrong system. If you are having this or better level of performance, I would say keep doing what you're doing. Which broker is used in order to use TradingView as the trading platform? I don't use the TradingView as the trading platform. We're using TradingView to display the adaptive entry system charts, and we're using Infinity Futures as our trading platform. Okay, the sign-up link for the free trial in the live trading room is www.optionsmoneymaker.com/investor. Infinity does not tie directly to TradingView. You don't need it to. You just need your TradingView. You'll understand when you're in the live trading room. You have your chart on one half of the window, and you have your Infinity trading dome on the other half of the window, and it's extremely easy to operate. Is there a fee for TradingView? Yeah, you can get a free trial to it, but the fee, the maximum fee, including the data feed, is $65 a month. You can do it for, I think, as little as $20 a month. We always get the question about, are we going to make this available on Thinkorswim? We have that on our desired to-do list, but right now we are very focused on our auto trading platform, which we are deep in the midst of building. So we're not working yet on making it available on other platforms. Um, uh, let's see here. Yeah, the three things for you to be successful really are the futures education, the adaptive entry system, the personal trading plan, and then the fourth is the live trading room. I would just start with a live trading room. Just come into the live trading room, observe what we do, observe how that feels to you, observe how we're trading the trading the adaptive entry system, and um, and then make your decisions from there. And then at the end of the week that you're here, we'll provide information to you. Well, it's not a hard sell. We're just going to provide information to you. Hey, if you like what you see, here's how you can choose to get started. What does NCTA stand for? It stands for New Cycle Trading and Analytics. That's the company that built the adaptive entry system. No more questions about NinjaTrader. We're not doing anything there. Correct website for you to sign up to get started is optionsmoneymaker.com/investor. Well, if you try a week in the live trading room and you want to be there, the live trading room is $395 a month. And you can see the charts. You can have an Infinity account. You can set up a demo account through Infinity Futures. You can trade in sim mode, and you can trade right along with us in the live trading room. There will be more information at the end of your free trial about how to access the training, how to access the personal trading plan, and then how to sign up for the live trading room and adaptive entry system. I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in the live trading room. All right, awesome. You can trade wherever you choose. Someone's asking about trading on Fidelity. You choose trade wherever you choose. You need to make sure that Fidelity has reasonable margin requirements and that they have a platform that is easy to trade on. If you're serious about wanting to trade there, I suggest that you come in to the live trading room and kind of see how it flows as we take our signals. How much time commitment is needed throughout the day? Whatever you choose. Here's our summary. I can go to the averages. I can tell you that, from 8 to noon, you average about $418 a day. If you want to trade less than that, you just pick the time frames. I can help you understand what over the last 169 trading days your average profit performance could be based on the time frame that you want to commit. But you got to have a certain amount of commitment to the education to get yourself started too. You're saying you're interested in developing your personal trading plan. What steps do you take? I would take the first step. There's no money commitment. There's no commitment. Just sign up for the free trial first, and that will help you get on the right path. You're gonna see a lot of stuff. You're gonna get a lot of information just being in the live trading room, and then we can follow up with you at the end of your week with what you need in order to really get going. I do not have a recommended broker for Canadian accounts. There'll be more information on the monthly subscription and the trading education at the end of your week. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. What symbols? We're trading the Nasdaq 100 futures. It's NQ. We're trading the Nasdaq 100 futures for those of you asking about Tastyworks. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. The recording is intended to be mailed out and emailed out by the Investor Expos group who send out this invitation for you. All right, folks, I don't see any more questions. I just want to say I sincerely appreciate you being here, appreciate you investing a little bit of your time with me. I hope that you found it valuable. As I said, we're serious about wanting to help you. If you want to come into our live trading room, you're more than welcome. I'm giving you an option of 3 different weeks that you could choose. You only get one of the 3. And then that's going to help you decide whether or not it's something that's right for you. If you decide it's right for you, we'll help you get on the right path at the end of that week by providing a link with all the information that you need to get going and sign up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out now. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.